Hi everyone, just a quick video this time. Sorry it's a bit dark, baby's in bed and so on, and I just thought I'd get this quickly out. It's more to explain what fibromyalgia is, what I suffer from, my issues that I have, and how I shoot accordingly, what I need to do to adapt when I shoot. Fibromyalgia is fundamentally the nerves in the brain telling the body that it's got a signal that there's pain, or it needs to be tired, it's fatigue, when actually there isn't a problem. So my brain pain receptors are skewy. We always said I was a bit crazy. Yeah, I was right. So what fundamentally happens is I can be absolutely fine one day, next day I'm in a lot of pain, or I can be absolutely knackered for no reason. I could walk down a street, that's enough to make me really tired. I could have a 20-minute nap and be fine. I could have a 4-hour nap and still be knackered. I could have a 20-minute nap and still be tired. I could have a 4-minute... There's just no way of knowing. You just have to balance what you do. You have to get fat because you don't exercise enough anymore. It's a difficult illness to deal with day to day, but there are ways of dealing with it. There are ways through. I have tramadol for pain. When the pain gets really bad, they tend to fade off over time and stop working, so I come off them for a bit and then go back to them again. When I'm off them, it's paracetamol and ibuprofen, that's it. I've been through many antidepressants that actually I've taken for pain relief, not for antidepressant reasons. I'm not depressed as such. I mean, it gets me down some days, yes, but I'm not actually depressed. And what they tend to find in research that's been done, people have had various things in the past, is that a lot of the antidepressants, such as Lyrica, such as amitriptyline and nortriptyline, can help with the pain. It's a sort of side effect of the tablets that you use them for, rather than their main purpose. As far as shooting's concerned, for me, my left side is worse than my right for pain. So you probably saw that a minute ago. I was playing with it, just adjusting my. It's an arthritis hand compression sleeve. I have problems with this thumb. Really, it comes right down through the back of the tendons and into the arm. Also, the pad can ache, and this wrist can really hurt. My left knee, my left ankle are the two worst as far as the left and right's concerned. The left is definitely worse. I walk with crutches sometimes, sometimes two, sometimes one, sometimes a walking stick, sometimes none at all. Just depends how I'm feeling at that time. When I'm shooting, what I tend to find is I have to bag rest a lot of the time. I have to get a beanbag out and put it on, or bench rest, that sort of idea. I can't actually freehand shoot a lot of the time. I do freestand. I have done. I've also elbows on the on the bench, that sort of thing. It's not exactly an official way to shoot, but it's allowed, and you can get some shots off. The club that I go to are actually really good. As far as I've only been going for about a month. I tend to go on a Tuesday and a Thursday. I think I've missed one Thursday so far in this last month. And the range officer that tends to be there, he understands I've got something that I need to consider, and he'll be lenient within safe reason. He obviously won't let me do anything that's dangerous. Not that I'd want to. I don't want to put myself or anybody else at any risk. But it's just something I need to keep in mind. I need to know that when I go shooting, it has to be on a day that I'm feeling up to it. The one day I haven't been in the last month was actually because I was way too fatigued. I didn't feel that I could safely stand or even actually shoot. Sit and shoot and get a decent result from what I was doing. Not so much that I didn't feel I would be safe, because I still have control of the firearm. It's just that if you're tired, you're just not concentrating properly. It's pointless going. It just seems daft to go. I'd have put myself through a lot more pain and upset and torment. So it wasn't worth it. So I didn't go. Had I gone, I probably would have got 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds out, and it would have been fine. You'll notice every now and then I'll also say wrong words. That's part of the fibromyalgia. It affects the brain. It's a thing called fibro fog that sets you off with a wrong track of things, or not really focusing properly. And again, when the fatigue kicks in, if you're not focusing properly, that's just something you don't want to have around a firearm. So I just wouldn't do. So I didn't go. It's that simple. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an eye-opener as to what goes on with fibromyalgia. It's heavily linked to ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, somewhat to MS. I'm actually being checked for MS at the moment. I've had an MRI scan of my brain to see if there's any lesions. So you have a rough idea of what goes on, and if you do see anybody who has this issue or one of those associated issues, you know, you might have a better understanding of what they're going through and what they need to do to adjust to be able to shoot. So you might see them doing something that's a little out of the ordinary. It's safe still. The range officers approved it 9 times out of 10. I would assume nobody wants to do anything too crazy. As long as your range officer knows, you should be okay and you should be able to shoot. It seems to be an inclusive sport. Okay, that's it for now. We're going to have a conversation possibly later on about the idea of civilians carrying handguns in the UK. That's for another time.